Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Really, thank you for having me here, the IML team and the organizing team. We have heard a lot about AI transforming industries. What I really want to bring about, bring that conversation down to the ground reality. How AI is actually changing how millions of small businesses operate, acquire customers, and grow. So let me start with a simple but uncomfortable truth. We often believe SMEs struggle because of lack of demand or lack of access to capital. But what we consistently see, especially Justdial working so closely with SMEs, is very different. Customers are already searching. The demand is real. The real problem, though, is conversion. Missed calls, delayed responses, lost inquiries, fragmented presence across platforms. Let me make this more tangible. Imagine a customer searching for any service. Maybe you are looking for, say, a plumber, a clinic, or a coaching center. You, you call one business, no response. You move to the next. Now, the first business didn't lose because of price or quality. They lost because they were not available. And that, we think, is a core problem. India's SME, they don't have a demand problem. They do have an execution problem. I'll just deep dive more into this. So if you map the SME funnel from search to inquiry to call to conversion, the biggest drop doesn't happen at discovery. It happens when the inquiry comes in. So if you see, this is based on our research, 20 to 30% of the inquiries are never connected. 40%, up to 40% calls go unanswered. And even when the responses happen, they are delayed by up to 60 minutes. So conversion rates stay in single digits. What's more important here is this. This is not a demand problem. It's not even a product problem. This is an execution problem. So leads don't fail. Execution does. And this is where AI starts becoming extremely powerful for the smaller SMEs. To understand this, we really need to reframe how we think about AI. Most of us still think of AI as a tool or as a feature, something you add to a product, but that's not what's happening. AI is becoming the operating system of businesses across discovery, conversion, and operations. And this is a fundamental shift. Historically, SME growth has been constrained by the owner, right? The owner, the hustler. His time, his availability, his ability to respond. AI really removes that constraint. It makes businesses always on, always responsive, which means the future of SMEs is not just a person running a business. It is a system which is running continuously 24/7. Let me make this real with what we are building at Justdial. Take the simplest problem, the missed call ones. For most SMEs, this is the single biggest source of lost revenue. And every missed call is a lost opportunity. Our product, Smart Assist, addresses exactly that. It answers calls on the behalf of the businesses, handles customer queries, captures inquiries, and it is live 24/7. So while the hustler, shopkeeper, retailer, businessman is working, the AI is working on his behalf, like Mr. Nanda mentioned, always on 24/7. So if you think about it, this is the first time a small business is getting access to something which large enterprises always had, a 24/7 call center. But this is now powered by AI at near zero marginal cost. So what used to be missed demand becomes captured revenue. In effect, AI becomes the first sales employee to every SME. Now, this sounds very good in theory. A lot of companies are talking about it. So let me show you something which actually happened when this was deployed to some of our SME cohorts. So typically, SME before AI deployment was missing about 25 to 40% of interactions. Responses times were around 30 to 60%. Leads were spread across multiple platforms. They had presence on Google. They had presence on Meta platforms, Instagram. Anywhere leads would come, so it was spread. And there was no prioritization. How would a business know which inquiry is more important? So typically, conversion rates, which we have seen, are in the range of 5 to 12%. Now what changes? AI starts handling calls and chats instantly. All demand flows into one unified system. I'm going to talk about it in the next slide. Leads are automatically prioritized and routed, and response time drops to 10 seconds. What we see here is not incremental improvement, but a structural shift. 3 to 5 times more interactions handled, significant improvement in engagement, lower operating cost, and most importantly, 2 to 3x improvement in conversion. Same demand, same business, just better execution by deploying AI. Second major problem which SMEs face is fragmentation. Like I said, they're present everywhere. A business has a presence on Google Maps, Facebook account, Instagram, WhatsApp, Justdial, but nothing is connected, which means demand is scattered and often lost. What we are building is a control layer, something which brings all demand under one system, because we truly believe that SMEs don't need more tools. They are already enough out there. What they really need are fewer decisions. And that is where I think integration is important. And lastly, the third layer, which is intelligence. Now, not all inquiries are equal. So what AI does, it helps score, prioritize, and route leads in real time. It ensures faster responses and better conversions. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Today, AI is assisting a business person in decision making, but it is learning all the time. And this thing only improves with time. So today, it is assisting decisions. Tomorrow, it will make decisions on your behalf, basis your personalization. So who to prioritize, what to offer, when to engage. We will move from assistance to probably decisioning. And that is where enablement of small SMEs will happen. Now, why this should matter to banks, NBFCs, and fintechs? Because AI-enabled SMEs behave very differently. They generate better revenue predictability. They leave stronger digital trails. And that creates a completely new data layer for underwriting. Today, credit decisions are based largely on historical financials. Underwriting happens through that. But going forward, the operational data, and mind you, this is already happening with companies like Paytm, UPI companies, which have all the transactional data. Things will move forward to operational data. What are a typical SME's response rates? What are their conversion efficiency? What are their engagements? These will become equally important, which leads to a simple but important shift. The next credit revolution, we believe, may not come from better risk models. Probably we have already achieved that. It may come from better businesses. To close, AI will not replace SMEs. That is something we are very clear. But it will definitely replace inefficient SMEs. The platforms that embed AI into everyday workflows will define the next decade. And the next decade belongs to AI-enabled businesses. Thank you. So we are here. There are some demos we have got. If you want to see those, we are happy to help you. My team is here.